Big topic right now, weight loss injections. Okay. Yes, they can help you lose weight, but they will not build you a body. And that's the bit that no one ain't fucking talking about. Because right now, people think the injection is the whole plan. It's not. It's another tool, a fucking powerful tool, 100%, but it's still a tool. A hammer can build a house. It can also smash your thumb if you use it like a fucking idiot. And the problem is this: if you lose weight fast, but you don't lift weights, if you don't eat enough protein, if you don't build better habits, you might shrink. Absolutely. You will become a smaller version of your fat self, but then you end up weak, tired, soft, and confused. Congratulations, you have become a smaller version of the same problem. Now, granted, this can happen without the injection, 100%. But as I said earlier on, the injection is a fucking powerful tool. So it can multiply those results by, let's just say 10. Also, with the jab, the injection, whatever we're calling it, you can just up the dose, right? And it becomes more powerful. Something powerful becomes even more powerful. So people might not want to do the hard stuff. Go into a gym, lift weights. I'm too busy, don't have time for that. I'm very comfortable, my life is stressed. All the excuses that normally happen. Well, why should they go through it if the jab can help? And then if it doesn't give a result, I just go for a higher dose and a higher dose and a higher dose. Now, for some people, that will work. For other people, they might meet the maximum and then they kind of stagnate and they have to put these things in place. But that's just like weight loss in general. You have dickhead number one who all they do, let's talk about men, yeah? Because women shit on men a lot. Now, women have it hard, 100%. But the way they talk about men's weight loss, I find disrespectful simply because myself and many of my clients have such a tough time, right? But the depiction of men's weight loss is something like this. I want to lose weight. Okay, I'm going to cut out beer and I'm going to cut out some snacks. And then all of a sudden you've got six-pack abs. And that's the way some women put it out to be. Granted, I know guys, quite genetically gifted, where they can do that and they will get abs, 100%. But they were never really that fat in the first place. They had a bit of chub on them, but that's it. Then you have someone like me where I have to pull myself right down to about 1,200 calories, right? I have to really focus on a lot of lean protein, which tastes like fucking cardboard, by the way. It doesn't matter how much you season it, how much you do whatever, how, even if we're talking about steak and you do that medium rare, like how I would like it, there's only so much steak you can eat, yeah? I have to do so much. And then on top of that, kill myself with cardio and movement and activity, and that just becomes a full-time job, okay? I know how much it takes, and it takes a lot. So just with that example there, you have some people who will take these weight loss jabs and they might just take the minimal dose and they're good, they're fine, they're good to go. Whereas there will be some people where they take the maximum and then they still have to put things in place. So let's go back now to my example. The person who is taking a jab and is seeing good results in terms of becoming a smaller version of themselves, yeah? Well, why should they sacrifice time and, not be at social events and all this kind of stuff and go and lift weights, which is hard anyway? It really is. If you're doing it with the right intensity to elicit a stimulus for growth, it's hard, yeah? Protein, it's fucking expensive. Yeah. And for you to shovel down the amount of protein that you require, most people don't want to do it. That's why we have so many high protein items now, like fucking protein tortillas or protein wraps or protein bread, all this kind of stuff. It's so that protein is accessible to everyone and you don't have to just sit there and eat animal products all the time. I'm not shitting on those products, yeah? I'm happy that protein is given the spotlight that it requires, but at the same time, this is showing that a lot of people are not actually getting enough protein in general. So, and also, to reiterate my original point of protein being expensive, if you're opting for these higher protein items like a protein wrap, well, that's a premium price on top of what is a normal wrap, right? So why should you spend more money on protein if you are already getting a result that you think you want? Because you just want to lose weight, right? The jab is helping you to lose weight, right? Why build better habits? Why should I concentrate on getting fiber in? Why should I concentrate on hydration? Why should I, supplement with certain things and all? Why? The jab is making me lose weight. I'm getting wild. I want weight loss. Again, you might shrink, but you're going to end up weak, tired, soft, and confused. If you were doing this without the help of the jab, this could still happen, but it would take a longer time, to which you would probably want to start doing these things anyway to try and speed up your result, right? So naturally, you'd kind of opt for this for most people. There are still some people that, the extreme example of just cutting out some beer and cutting out some junk and some snacks and all that, start losing some weight, and that's all they need, right? They may not opt for eating higher protein, lifting weights, better habits and all that, and they lose weight, but then they just become a smaller version of themselves. They still have love handles, they still have a higher fat percentage, but they're able to fit into smaller clothes. So whereas they were wearing a 5XL t-shirt, now they may be wearing a large, but they still have body fat on them. Are they healthier? Yeah, they are, but they don't have the shape You know, a lot of people, they want to lose weight, but they don't want to lose weight necessarily, I'm talking general here, for health reasons, but more for confidence, more for they want to fit into clothes, they want to look good, right? So the fact that you're able to wear a smaller t-shirt, yeah, that's fine, that's good, but you kind of want to wear that t-shirt to show off, right? You want guys, you want the chest to be poking out, you want it to be hugging the arms, you want it to be loose around the stomach, that kind of stuff. Ladies, again, I'm talking all general here. Ladies probably want small waist, big butt, big thighs, you know, legs, bums and tums, that kind of nonsense, right? If you are just losing weight and you're becoming a smaller version of yourself, you're not necessarily going to have those things that you can flaunt. You have to work for them. And also, yes, you are healthier, but you can be healthier if you were, you know, lifting, walking, hydrating, etc. Because even though you're a smaller version, you're still open to things such as diabetes, as an example. Is it as much as it was when you were in a 5XL? No, probably not. Yeah, but anyway, we're diverting a little bit. I'm not anti-medication, right? I understand that there are some people who genuinely need this. Right? I've already said earlier in this video that I have a tough time losing body fat. Yeah, I know what I have to do. I just refuse to do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have the mood swings. I don't want to just be in a crap mood. I don't want to have to diet to that level. I want to be able to have, you know, some occasional desserts, and I just like eating what I'm eating right now. Does it mean that my diet is full of fucking burgers and pizza and ice cream and all that? No, I wish that was what I could have. If I were having that, I'd probably be the size of a bigger house, because apparently I've been told I'm about the size of a house now, yeah? But I wouldn't have as much muscle as I have right now and all these kind of things. Even though I'm quite a big guy, I still prioritize a shit ton of protein. I still train for a couple hours a day. That's simply because mental health, and I like it. It's not a necessity for me, right? I do a lot of good things, but just high calories. That's simply it. I eat a lot more calories, right? But there are some people out there who have problems with appetite control. They have addictions. They have food addictions, they have eating disorders and all this kind of stuff. These medications help that. It has been shown that some of these GLP-1s help with the addictive parts of the brain, right? I'm not going to go too much into that. That's like another video. I'm trying not to divert too much. But some people genuinely need medical help. And I have genuinely recommended to some clients that maybe a GLP-1 is something that they might want to consider. Now that is after they have got certain things in place. They're already training. They're already lifting with the correct intensity. Their diet is at a certain level. They're getting their steps in. They're more active throughout the day. They're hydrating well. They're doing many things right. And they have developed very good habits. And now we've kind of plateaued. Those people, if it becomes difficult, I'd say maybe you might want to look into a Mounjaro or a Wegovy or whatever it might be. Despite what people think, obesity is not always just a lack of willpower. I'm not saying it's always not just a lack of willpower. There are some people that they just don't have the willpower. But more times than none, what I'm seeing is there are people who are highly motivated, who put in the work, who are doing so much, and I mean so much, and they're just not getting the result, or the result is so slow. And unfortunately, those are the cards that those people have been dealt. It's complex. It's not as black and white as a lot of people would like to put it out to be. It's not as simple as looking at someone in shape and being like, oh, you work hard, but then looking at someone who has a higher body fat percentage or is obese and saying you're a lazy shit. It's not always that simple, honestly. There's hormones, appetite, environment, stress, trauma, sleep, genetics, disorders, all of it matters. So I'm not here, and I'm never going to be that PT that just screams, work harder, like some fucking gym goblin with a fucking ring light. But what I am saying is, the medication may reduce your appetite. It will not teach you how to train. It will not make you strong. It will not fix your relationship with food. It will not magically give you discipline when the prescription stops, or you no longer take the weight loss injection, the jab, the GLP-1, whatever you want to call it. All of that is still on you. And this is where I think whoever's given this information and these weight loss drugs out, they are not given the appropriate support with it. Because what should happen is you get the weight loss injection, you get a kind of plan that you follow, you get check-ins, right? Seeing if you hit the gym, talking about how much protein you should be having. It's kind of like you take the jab, but you go through a little bit of a nutrition course kind of thing to understand what you should be doing to support the medication that you're taking and to slowly be able to come off it, right? Right? But instead, you got dickheads like me who's making videos like this, and I'm trying to give you the information. But here's the thing. If you're interested in using some kind of weight loss medication, do it properly. Put certain things in place. Speak to your doctor. Lift weights. Eat your protein. Walk. Track strength. Protect muscle at all costs. Build the habits whilst the medication helps to control the hunger. Because the goal is not just to weigh less. No one gives a fuck about that. The only goal here is to become healthier, stronger, more capable, more in control. Don't just chase a smaller number on the scale. It's the same shit that I tell people who are not taking a GLP-1, weight loss medication, jab, whatever you want to call it. I tell them, don't just chase a fucking smaller number on the scale. It's the same for you. Build a body that you can actually live in, because skinny and weak is not a fucking prize. Strong, healthy, independent, and free is the prize.